follow the news that's going on every day, here again, the so-called Middle East is boiling over again.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you react to that if you are a person of color? I always say what I've been saying ever since I started first thinking about the so-called Middle East, when I was hearing about it, mostly as a teenager and paying attention to it in the 1940s and 50s. And I saw how that evolved, and I asked questions about it. I wasn't getting any answers that were satisfying to me. So I came to my own conclusions, which may or may not be in error. And I always like to say that to the audience about anything that I say. It may or may not be in error, but it's just my opinion based on what I think and the conclusions I've come to. So the whole Middle East situation is going to continue. Now, what I mean by that situation, it's designed to be a cauldron of confusion, and I say by the white supremacists. They came up with this idea of something called the Middle East. That changes every now and then, by the way, and called the Middle East, and I'm thinking within the context of white supremacy, because I always start with that premise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What does that actually mean in function? And so when I look at the pictures of the people who are running here and running there and shells bursting in the air and airplanes flying over and people, with mortars and rifles and you see the ladies and females with the babies in their arms fleeing. And first thing I always look at in any situation is, are the people of color? And if the people who are doing this, who are fleeing this devastation, which is usually the case, are people who have color in their skin, I automatically say, oh, this is nothing but another white supremacist scheme.
Right.
You automatically go to that, and I recommend that everybody on the planet does that. It's always the white supremacists. I don't care what it looks like on the surface. I don't care what the issues are supposed to be on the surface. It's always the white supremacists. Why? Where's the logic? Because they run all of the affairs of all of the non-white people on this planet.
On this planet.
In every area of activity. You immediately come to that conclusion, and then when you start looking for the filling that goes in that pie to prove the conclusion that you have come to, I don't care how much research you'll do, it'll always come up. Why is it the non-white people are going through this misery?